Good afternoon, Jays. I'm Kyman Warman, your anchor for today. It is Monday, November 8th, which means we've got 16 more days until Thanksgiving break, 17 until Thanksgiving, and I'm not joking when I say, I swear I'm already starting to taste some of that good Thanksgiving food. But until our break actually comes, we just got to take it day by day and start off each week strong. But for today, we're going to see how strong the Chiefs played yesterday with Charlie. And then we're going to get an update about the Astro Fest concert with Garrett and see a package about Veterans Day with Grace. This is KLHS.
What's up, Jays? I'm Garrett Shrew with your top story today. We've all heard about Travis Scott and his music, such as Sicko Mode, Stargazing, Antidote, and much more. But both Sicko Mode and Stargazing are both from his Astroworld album and were a part of songs being performed at Astroworld concert this last Friday night. Last Friday night's Astroworld concert was a huge and fun event, but it came at a cost. It was shown that there was an estimated 50,000 people at the concert. With so many people and such little restrictions, people went crazy, which led to injuries and even deaths. According to USA Today, quote, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner said that at a Saturday news conference, there were 25 people transported to the hospital and 13 are still hospitalized. A 10-year-old is in critical condition, officials said. There were scores of other injuries, Pina said. At least 11 suffered cardiac arrest, he added, end quote. In total, there was 8 people that died. According to USA Today, quote, the victims who died ranged in age from 14 to 27, Turner said. One person's age was unknown, end quote. If you're like me, you may be wondering, well, how does all of this happen? And according to reports and eyewitnesses, there was no control of the concert. To go along with that, security was lacking and safety barriers were practically non-existent. Because of all this, there was a surge of people coming in like a flood of water. According to USA Today, quote, the surge began around the time that a rapper, Travis Scott, a festival headliner, took the stage. The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage, and that caused some panic, and it started causing injuries, said Pina. People began to fall out, become unconscious, and it created an additional panic, end quote. Looking back at this, it was a very sad and poorly organized event, but hopefully no one's life will go to waste and people will take note of what happened on Friday night and ensure that it never happens again. I'm Garrett Shrew, signing off for KLHS.
Thank you for that update, Garrett, and our condolences go out to those who lost their lives. It was a busy weekend for LHS Fine Arts students. Many students either qualified to audition for All-State or made honorable mention. These individuals include Claire Parker, Braden Shriver, Natalie Smith, Camden Finlay, Alex Furham, Courtney Athern, Maddie Wood, Maria Mendoza, David Emerson, Alex Boyd, Tim Heil, Catherine Duncan, Greta Witt, Carly McGee, and Eric Leuenberger. And these 19 students auditioned and made it into the KC Metro All-District Orchestra. They will have the opportunity to perform in Honors Orchestra at Paseo High School in January, and we are super proud of all those who auditioned. They cannot help but be better musicians because of this process. These individuals include Ephraim Newland, Jillian Calder, Luke Moore, Langston Tervert, Helena Hurd, Lillian Willis, Brian Sequira, Grace Leonard, Alyssa Schaffner, Greta Klein, Brooke Burnham, Iman Ali, Jonathan Fang, Sam Cleary, Ella Campbell, Ryan Looney, Lindsay Lemon, Connor Johnson, and Alexis Meyer. And then the LHS Speech and Debate team traveled to Raytown South High School November 6th for a 9-hour-long 6-rounder debate tournament. Kaylin King and Kennedy Dressler competed in public forum debate. Asher King and Will Peacock competed in public forum debate, Finley Huggins and Jack Ramey in policy debate, and finally, Caroline Shimwell and me, Kyman Warman, competed in public policy, taking home a trophy and earning 7th place in policy debate. Give a big congrats to all of these fine arts students for their hard work, and in the meantime, let's head to a story about Trace Larson and his military service with Grace.
Grace Halter here. We've decided to go talk to a few past and present military members. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
My name is Trace Larson, and I teach Earth and Space Science. I was actually part of two different branches of the military. I was with the Army Reserves for 5 years, and then when I graduated college, I transferred into the Air Force Reserve, where I spent 19 years with the Air Force Reserve. My grandfather had been in the military, and he used to tell me stories all the time, and so that kind of got a little interest going. It allowed me to make really good friends and enjoy what I was doing. I loved being part of the Air Force and engineering work I did. I loved doing that, and so just being productive, I guess, was one of my goals.
Thank you so much for all you've done for this country and for serving. We appreciate you.
This has been Grace Halter, signing off of KLHS.
What a great and inspiring story. Now let's go to Charlie with some sports coverage of yesterday's Chief game and Friday's Blue Jay game.
Good morning, Jays. I'm Charlie Marshall here with your Monday football breakdown. Your Jays and the Chiefs both played this weekend. Let's start with going over the game that took place on Friday, and that was Liberty versus Liberty North. The Jays opened up this game with a 73-yard touchdown on the first play of the game to wide receiver Caden Dennis. Offensively, the Jays had a good first quarter up until senior quarterback Tyler Laniger took a huge hit on a sack from a Liberty North defensive player. Injuring his arm, when the senior left the game, he was off to a pretty good start, going 5 for 5 through the air for 90 yards and a touchdown. Running back Winchick Williams did run the ball well throughout most of this game as he finished with 22 carries for 134 yards and a touchdown. On defense, the Jays did not play great as North was able to run the ball effectively as they averaged over 6.5 yards per carry and had multiple rushing touchdowns. But for the first time in a while, it was through the air that the Jays defense took the most hit, as quarterback Sam Van Dyne completed 11 of his 13 passing attempts for 152 yards and a touchdown. With that being said, the Jays were not able to come out on top of this game, with the final score being 14-31. And with that loss, the Jays football season will come to an end. Moving on to the positive note, the Kansas City Chiefs took on the 7-1 Green Bay Packers and came out on top with a score of 7-13. The Chiefs defense looked amazing in this game, allowing only 7 points to statistically a top 10 offense, although they were without Aaron Rodgers. The defense for Kansas City held the rookie quarterback Jordan Love to 190 yards and only 1 touchdown. And second-year corner L'Jarius Sneed also had an interception where he went up one-on-one with the best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams, and came down with the ball. The Chiefs, for the third straight week, stopped the run as Aaron Jones only had 53 yards on 12 attempts, and backup running back A.J. Dillon had only 46 yards on 8 carries. With how well the Chiefs defense played this week, I think the main concern shifts to the offense as they continue to struggle. Chiefs receivers continue to drop passes as Mecole Hardman had 1 drop and so did Travis Kelce. Mahomes was not amazing by any means as he passed for 167 yards and only 1 touchdown. But Mahomes was smarter with the ball as the Chiefs offense, who leads the league in turnovers, finally did not turn the ball over. But in this game, they struggled to move the ball. They had 3 consecutive drives, go 3 and out to start the second half. But in the end, the offense converted 2 huge first downs to end the game. Hopefully that little bit of offense we saw towards the end of the game carries over in the next week. That's all the sports I have for you today. This has been Charlie Marshall signing off from KLHS.
As always, thank you for the great sports coverage, Charlie. But before we wrap up the show, let's go to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you to Charlie Marshall, Grace Halter, Garrett Strew, and the rest of the great KLHS crew for making this show possible. Signing out with KLHS, I'm Kyman Warman. See you next time, Jays.